Good afternoon and welcome to this meeting of the South and West Plans Panel. My name is Hannah Bithell and I will be chairing today's meeting. Could I remind everyone that today's meeting is being live streamed on the Leeds City Council YouTube channel so that the public can observe the meeting without needing to be present. South and West Plans Panel deals with applications from the south, northwest and west of the city. The aim of the panel is to hear all the relevant information from applicants, members of the public and council officers to help members of the panel make their decision. Could I now invite members and officers to introduce themselves, and please do mute your microphone once you've introduced yourself. And if we could start from my left, please.
Good afternoon, Nigel Wren, Planning Officer.
Afternoon, Simon Clothier, the Environment and Design Group.
Good afternoon, Ahmed Hunaidi, Senior Highways Officer.
Good afternoon, Councillor Paul Ray from Hunslet and Riverside Ward.
Good afternoon, Councillor Nkela Manaka from Bermondsey and Richmond Hill.
Good afternoon, Councillor John Garvani, Horsforth Ward.
Good afternoon, Councillor Taylor from Chapel Allerton Ward.
Good afternoon, Councillor Bromley, Horsforth and Rawdon Ward.
Afternoon, everyone. Councillor Andy Rowntree, Kirksall Ward.
Good afternoon, Daniel Lewis, part of the Plans Panel team.
Good afternoon, Councillor Lynn Buckley, Woodley Ward.
Hello, Ryan Stevenson, Harewood Ward.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Councillor Colin Campbell.
Hi, everyone. Natasha Prosser, Clerk to the panel.
Hello, Nikki Dio, Legal Advisor to the panel.
Good afternoon, Steve Butler, Group Manager for South and West City and Lead Officer at South and West Plans Panel.
Lovely, thank you everyone. Can I move to the agenda and ask the clerk to go through items 1 to 5, please?
Thanks, Chair. Agenda item 1, there's no appeals. Agenda item 2, there's no exempt items. Agenda item 3, no formal late items. Agenda item 4, members to declare any interest. Let's take that as known. Agenda item 5, apologies from Councillor Trish Smith, and Councillor Stevenson is here to substitute.
Thanks very much. We'll move to item number 6, which is the minutes of the previous meeting, which was held on the 26th of October. I will assume they're correct unless members indicate otherwise. So are they a correct record? Seeing some nods. And are there any matters arising? No. Okay. So we move on to agenda item number 7, which is a new artificial grass pitch with flood lighting, storage container, new emergency access, relocation of existing long jumps, associated landscaping works at Guiseley School. And I'm going to invite Steve to come in on this first. Thank you.
Chair, thank you. Panel, my apologies for intervening. However, since very early in the consideration of this application, there's been no objection from Sport England regarding this pitch. And this currently remains the case. However, late yesterday, Sport England submitted a late representation, which is a material consideration. This was that the grass running track was being lost for the construction of the all-weather pitch. In view of this, although there is no objection, as I've mentioned, this is subject to a condition being attached to any permission requiring a 3-lane fully synthetic track as a replacement. There are 2 issues with this. Firstly, the condition committing the school to a potential significant expenditure does not meet the legal tests, so we can't really do what they're asking us to do. But secondly, as I've mentioned, this in itself is a new material consideration that has been raised by Sport England at the 11th hour, and that is obviously not considered in the report before you today. And it does require proper consideration. As I understand, the school does not accept Sport England's stance on this particular issue. Reluctantly, therefore, I am asking panel through the chair to consider an alternative motion than that before you today, and that is to defer this application without any further discussion until this issue is resolved. Thank you.
So with that, I propose the new motion from the...
Because I was going to query in here. So I wasn't on the panel last time, so reading the reports, I understand a duty upon us to consider, let me find the phrasing, to give due regard to the Equalities Act. That's something we have to do as a panel. And in the report, one of the things that's mentioned is that there was an expectance that some additional information for us to take that into consideration would be presented to us, but hadn't been received in time. So could I ask then that when we move that amendment, we include the fact that next time this comes, that information is provided? Because the understanding today is that the reason it wasn't provided is because there was a separate legal matter that restricted the person providing it. So can we just capture in that next time it comes, that information is provided to us?
Thank you, Chair. We have been trying to negotiate or involve ourselves with the objector that was at the panel last time to provide the information to allow us to carry out that particular element that was requested by panel that was captured in the minutes. 3 attempts have been made to deal with that, and all of them have been rebuffed by the person concerned. So I understand your question, but I can't guarantee even between now and then we will be able to get that information, because what has happened is, rather than providing that information, which was given as a commitment at the plans panel on the 3rd of August, we've had a series of complaints about GPDR issues, conduct of the panel and conduct of officers. So although we will try to do that, and if we can, present it, but the possibility we may be bringing back a report as this report without it, and that will obviously be explained to members if that remains the situation.
Okay, thank you. So I'm are we
I think Councillor Stevenson was seeking an amendment to the motion for deferral.
Yes, that's correct. It's that we could perhaps use a phrase like best endeavours is taken, because I take your point, Steve, but on a procedural point, my understanding was that whilst there is an ongoing complaints process or legal process, that information wasn't able to be provided, and had you waited a cycle anyway, that maybe it would have done. So I just need to think we need to somehow amend the best endeavours to require the information.
Okay. A lot of this information that's being discussed is subject to legal privilege and access to information rules. Best endeavours would certainly be the attempts that officers will make in order to obtain that information through engagement with the individual or individuals. So, Chair, it's for you to take this forward as an amendment.
Councillor Rowntree, you put your hand up?
Thank you, Chair. I'll not oppose any recommendation for deferral, but I do think it's very regrettable that public bodies come forward at the last minute with this information when there's been so much time when they could have reasonably considered it and made their concerns known previously. And we're sort of in a situation today where panel is assembled, it's taken up members' time, and to a much greater extent taken up officers' time, and a lot of public money has been spent to get us here for no particular purpose, and I think that's very disappointing. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Rowntree. Councillor Ray?
I'd like to second the proposed amendment from Councillor Stevenson. I think we just need to put this to bed for the moment and let officers go away and do what they need to do.
So,
can I ask a question then? If you want to introduce an amendment which says best endeavours, how will that differ from the best endeavours that officers currently are taking? What extra do you want them to do?
I think we just, when we have this next time round, I think evidence that officers have requested the information and it hasn't been forthcoming, if that's the case, but hopefully it will be forthcoming so we can have due regard to the Equality Act.
I think it would assist officers, the fact that it's been reported to you again without the necessary information, and we're to continue our best endeavours, which is the position to date.
So with a second for the amended motion, all those in favour of deferral with the amended wording? Yep, thank you. And for those watching, that was all councillors. So we'll move straight to agenda item number 8, which is the date and time of the next meeting, which is proposed as Thursday, the 11th of January at 1:30 p.m. Thank you.
Chair.